What's going on, everyone? This is Deke back with another Sorare video. So today we have a nice little Cap 240 full team stack, and this is actually from the team that has the best odds to win in the MLS game week. So Cap 240, obviously you're going for an ETH reward, but just take a look at the prize pool really quick. You can earn yourself a tier 3 rare. If we take a look at the tier 3 rares here, there's some nice players in here. Ever since they went from a 3-tier system to a 5-tier, some of these guys in the middle are really solid cards that are kind of crazy. They did change them up a little bit. They were too good to be true the first time around. Too bad I didn't win anything. But you have some nice players in here that if you did win a tier 3, it's not as crazy and terrible as it used to be. You can get like a Ward Prowse, Cisniega starting right now, Lozic. Beautiful. Sven Botman, Proper. So there's some really nice names in this list. So I will tell you right now, this team is favorited. They have not played very well so far. But it is Luis Barraza and New York City FC. They play DC United. They are home favorites at Yankee Stadium, smaller pitch. I expect goals to happen. Will they keep a clean sheet? Maybe. There's a little bit less as far as the odds aren't completely in their favor compared to some other places, but they're the biggest favorites going up against DC United at home. So Luis Barraza is coming off a clean sheet, the first clean sheet as the starter of New York City FC, taking over for Sean Johnson. He had a very mediocre start with 2 goals in the opener, 1 goal against Chicago Fire, but at home, he held the clean sheet, 11.9 AA, and he got that decisive at 60 against Inter Miami, a tough Inter Miami squad who was just coming off a Philadelphia Union win. So I like him. I think at 46, he works in well with the rest of these guys. We actually have some room to spare for this. So he's going to be our goalie because we're going for a full team stack. At defense, I'm going to go with Thiago Martins, and he is worth 45 as far as your cost. He is solid, but if we take a look at last week, he went off. So I do think he has that 60 plus if they keep that clean sheet. And if you want to stack these two guys, it's very doable. As far as his scores, he has been in that 40 range, but he has, with the clean sheets, obviously gone up. He is a little bit clean sheet dependent, but if you take a look at his price, he is only $7. So 0.0058 on the ETH value. He is a very cheap alternative to maybe someone else in the squad. He is a spot-on starter. I expect him to start pretty much 90 to 95% of the time. Next guy is a guy I absolutely love, and here is a guy that I would play in all of the capped, to be honest. I think Keaton Parks is going to have a huge week. On his rare, the floor price is a little bit higher, but I love him. I own his rare. Where did I get it? Where are we on? Can't find it. But I love Keaton Parks. If you take a look at last week, it's not telling of how he actually did. So 57.6, very solid score. But he missed an absolute sitter as a tap-in pretty much. And he set up 2 tap-ins that were not converted. So that 57 could easily, it could have been 100. It really could have. He was that close. Take a look here at his prior scores. I know I used them in a different video, but at 41, look at the upside whenever New York City FC are playing well. He is just a green machine. That is what he is. And I will go out on a limb, and I'm going to say at least 60 plus, and I'd put money on it for sure. I think this is an absolute breakout spot where he gets a decisive too. I really think he's going to get a decisive and really bounce back. That L15 of 41 is amazing, great to use, and it allows you to get whoever you want. At forward, the most expensive piece is going to be Talles Magno. He's under 23, he's 20 years old. He's kind of their talisman. He is $68, so he is more expensive. I tried to keep it cheaper, but this matchup is just too good. So I have Magno and I have Keaton Parks in rare, and I am stacking them together in my Cap 240 as far as I'm concerned right now. I am looking to buy Barraza to get him in the group, and then kind of do a stack of 2 other players from a different team. But I love Talles Magno. He has not gotten a decisive. He is playing the striker position, which isn't great, but Santi Rodriguez is back in the lineup, and I think more options are going to come, and he's going to get his chances. Very nice that he got 14 AA back-to-back games, because he's not really an AA guy as far as playing at the striker position. He is very goal dependent at times. I just think this is going to be the breakout. He hasn't scored yet this year. DC United is a nice bounce back, and if you take a look at his prior scores, he was on fire in that range there, but he was playing the left wing. So at striker, he has scored a little bit, and he is a guy that I think is going to outproduce his 48 and possibly put up a decisive and link together with some of the guys that we have here. Then the last option that I have, you could go either way. If you want to spend a little bit more, I have a more expensive option, and this is going to be the cheaper one first. So James Sands, coming over from Rangers. He was over with the Rangers squad. He's played out of position a little bit. He's playing a defensive mid role here beside Keaton Parks. And first game, I didn't even think he would start last week. Kind of took me by surprise. 46.3 AA against Inter Miami. He controlled the field. In the smaller field of Yankee Stadium, there's more passes to be had. There's more interceptions, more everything. It's a smaller pitch if you're unfamiliar with it. And he absolutely lit it up. So he has started the last 2 games. He had 10 AA against Chicago on the road, but at home, that smaller pitch, 81.3. He only costs you a nice 44. So you can't really go wrong with a guy that's under $20, and compared to the next option is a cheaper alternative that has a safer floor. Next one that you could put in here, but I would rather have Sands in terms of just the floor if you want to hit the threshold for sure. But as far as card options, he has the upside to do it. So that is Santi Rodriguez. He's double the price, so a little bit tricky there. He did start last time out. He was a sub the match before, but he only put up 41.1. I do think that he's going to link up with some of these guys. I project them around 2.5 to 3 goals scored, and I think there's going to be goals to be had. You look at past, he was an absolute monster. He will get back to those ways. If we take a look at his home stats, where he just started, he does have some stinkers, though. That's the only kind of downside. I was comparing him to Sands, and I'd actually really rather have Sands, but the upside is there of, multiple decisives with Santi Rodriguez. So I really like this unit. If we take a look at what it looks like, last week, if you played this team, they put up a nice 330, and that would have gotten you the threshold, of course, and it was just shy of a reward. So just shy of the reward, and that was a clean sheet, but Parks missed those decisives. Magno didn't score very well, but Sands did. So the total lineup price is 0.09. It's a little bit more expensive, but if you have like 1 or 2 of these players already, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to grab like a Thiago Martins, who is dirt cheap. Sands isn't that expensive. Keaton Parks is dirt cheap, and I can't talk about Keaton Parks enough. He was an absolute stud maybe a year and a half ago when I kind of first got into the platform, and I couldn't afford him whenever I first got in. Now he is dirt cheap. He's going to round back into form, and I really like him. And this week, he is my number 1 undervalued cap player that I could really not talk about more. So hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully you guys are killing it on the leaderboards. Me personally, I have not done well. I'm still looking for a reward, so hopefully this week I can break that. I think we're going on 7 weeks without a reward. I got 4th place in under 23 rare, and then it's just been nothing since. So hopefully we get back to the winning ways. I'm more set up for summer whenever all the leagues are stopped, but hey, we'll do what we can. Hopefully at least get some threshold this week, and hopefully you guys like this video. See you next time.